Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, let's start this. Are we going second? All of these we do actually want. Well, it depends on your skin type. And wow, that's a lot of fucking evolutions. Lord. It depends on your skin type, it depends on your hair type. If you're someone who's like a very oily skin type, you should probably be showering quite often. But if you're someone who has a very dry skin and your hair is not like super greasy all the time, you probably need to shower less often, because if you do it too much, it will dry you out and you'll actually smell worse. Yes, fucking everything pile. All right, Broxgo's huge here actually, because we can grab Budew, we can grab Ralts, we can item lock them here. Set up for Monkey here as well. You sweat a lot, you have oily skin, you should shower more. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be bad. Even just like a couple times a week, or like three times a week. Because it will give a nice refresh for you. And they got Brock Scouting too. Oh, Brock Scouting crew. Top deck of rare candy here would be amazing, actually. I mean, I don't know why they wasted Brox there when they could have just used a Dracloak and then used Brox for Dragapult. Weird. BC? I might in a bit. Like, this is not scary at all because of the deck that we have. Like, Clefairy is just going to rip its face off, so we're not afraid. So we put down the thing here. Now, we don't have a benefit here necessarily to keep the Gardevoir, so we're just going to Iono this hand. Because the Psychic is nice to have, but we don't have a way to discard it, so not really worried. Morty's is nice. Still no prospect of a Gardevoir yet, but we still have a bit of time. Also, not really a bad idea to Iono there, because they did have like 3 or 4 cards, and they have Mew, so they can get card draw here. Like, it doesn't matter, they can get card draw no matter what their hand size is. I think here we would like to see just a brand new hand, so probably another Iono in this turn coming up. Again, this is not really scary. If they knock out Budew, it opens up a space for Clefairy. And then we just kind of go to town on them. No matter how many Dragapults they put down. It's more favorable for them to put down Dragapults than it is for them to put down Charizards. Good for us. They're less inclined. There's our Clefairy. So I think for now, we'll see what we can get with Morty's. Because the bigger hand, there's the Kirlia, that's a good start. The bigger hand is much better to Iono. To put an energy down onto Screamtail, just in case they put damage on that as a follow-up turn. We get to deal with that for free, basically, without a Gardevoir in. We know we at least have one Gardevoir in the deck because we put one back with Iono. 2 Psychic in the discard. You shower every day, Mr. Dog? Good stuff. Yeah, if I showered every day, I would be dry, cracked skin, and I would smell really bad. Where is the Professor Umbreon? Oh, right, I forgot to boot back in. Boop. Here we go. We're back. We're not really in a spot where we care too much here. What's going on? They're having a difficult time. And they have a bunch of energy committed to board. And I'm not super scared about, because if as soon as they get a Dragapult down and attacking, then we can absolutely punish it really badly here, so. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's one boss down. Good. We're gonna attack with something here. Dragon Headbutt, that's fine. That opens up our potential for Clefairy to hit the field now. Really don't want to use the Clefairy until we have a Charm, though. Psychic. Be really funny. We'll see what stadium they have. We'll play Lively Stadium for now. See what stadiums they have. Keep them locked for the time being. We know we have at least one. Yeah, the 100 HP Budew. 110 HP Budew right now. Between Stadium and Charm. Pretty funny. Right, so they're getting to a point where locking them is not really going to be doing anything. I mean, stopping their Charizards from coming out. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we wanted to see. All right, so that's good. If we got Mew, then this is pretty much over. Because Clefairy can survive an attack from Pult now with Lively Stadium. We can potentially take out both Dragapult and Buskin, actually. Good news. Now we just need Mew. Well, we get Guardy, that's a good start. You take out, I mean, that's going to facilitate another big attack for us, so I think Buskin here. And I think we want to Iono this turn. Still have access to 6. So nothing I particularly want to Super Rod back in, except, I mean, the Dark Energy we can get back at a different time, so we want to do this. Come on, Mew. Potential Mew. Not prized. Bad if it is. It is prized. Bad. Well, that's unfortunate, but expected. Alright, so in that case, we just have to Screamtail here. And we go after the Dragapult. 80. So we will need exchange ticket or redeemable ticket. That's dealing 160 times 2 is 320, which takes out the or 2. And they do not have counter catch. Mew, let's go. We got the Mew. We don't need exchange ticket. Redeemable ticket, rather. So if Screen Tail goes down here, it's not a big deal, because now we have the ability to copy the second Dragapult's attack if it comes up to a Dragapult here. And then we can take multiple KOs here as well. We're getting into a bit of a spicy situation because now they can get Charizard out. It is a Combuskin, yes. It is indeed. But if we can take out, Dragapult and a Charmander, we're basically sitting in a very good spot. So figured that was going to happen. If they don't get 2 Charizards out, we're kind of just chilling. But if they take 2 prizes here, then we're kind of in a rough position, as they can absolutely just blow Mew out of the water. They're going to have boss, which that's not a boss. We could potentially get Mew back. Fine, Mew's in the deck now. We do get Mew back. If they put down another stadium, Screamtail will survive anyway, so that's fine. That potentially being a win condition on a follow-up turn, because we'll have 1 prize left. Very nice. Put up Blaziken. Yeah, so that's relatively okay. Research is nice here too, actually. Alright, so we don't need rare candy. Get Mew into play. We will... I want to Bravery Charm something. Probably be the Mew. In case. Need Counter Catcher. Not Counter Catcher. We'll Brave Charm Clefairy. We have a fairly good chance of finding Counter Catcher, so we get one. Alright, so now we're going to be in a very good position. I think I actually have to go after Torchic, unfortunately. Which is fine because that leaves Mew for the final KO, so. We have Screamtail for a final KO. That's perfectly. So, Dark Energy. Actually cooking. I could have taken out the second Charmander, but this is also not a bad option. So I want to take out the second Torchic because I don't want them having access to constantly turboing fire energies back in. We know that Mew is going to die. Like, that's fine. They are not in a state right now where they're able to take 3 prizes at the moment. So. There's like, it doesn't matter if we leave damage on Mew or not, because Mew is going to die to Charizard anyways here, so we just have to get more damage onto their Mew just to kind of shore things up here. Now that's within Screamtail range, even if we don't do something here next. Now we're down to 1 prize. If they gust up our Gardevoir and take it out with Charizard, they go down to 1 prize and then Mew wins us the game. Because Mew can copy Burning Darkness and that would do 330 because they go down to 1 prize. If they go to Blaziken, that does not kill Mew. If they attack into Mew, then we can potentially just Screamtail Mew for game. That's not boss. We should just have game on board now. Unless they play Unfair Stamp. Yeah, that Dragapult dead. Is fucked. I mean, also if we get like Night Stretcher, we're also fine. But we've set up multiple win conditions now, so yeah. Boss up Guardy. Like, I mean, they can't boss up Guardy. They can counter catch your Guardy, but not going to change anything. They also just don't get Charmander evolved, and that's a win con, so. Is AG. Yep, good night. Looks like we win. EZ. 7 straight victories. We hit Secret Box too, that's crazy. Actually insane. Mew has 150 HP, so even if we had 2 prizes left, we win off of a Mew KO. It sounds like it's time to lose for the rest of the day, pretty much. We have a billion psychic here. Yeah, complete. 200 damage KO. So ultimately, we were swinging for 260 damage this turn. Potentially even more if we had the charm. Which we could have gotten our 3rd charm with Secret Box, so we could have hit for basically a knockout on Charizard with Screamtail this turn, actually. Insane. This one might go on YouTube too, honestly. Like, honest to God. This one might go on YouTube too. Like, so just to let people know the end of that game, okay? We potentially had, because we have 8 psychic energy in the deck, right? If we could have gotten the rest of the, I don't know how many psychic we had at the time, but if we could have had the rest of psychic energy in the deck, theoretically, we had all 8 in the discard pile, and we grabbed Charm with Secret Box. Screamtail with Lively Stadium. This was without a charm on Screamtail, by the way. With Lively Stadium in play, Screamtail goes to 120. With Charm, Screamtail goes to 170, which means we can put 160 damage on Screamtail to do 320 damage. We pushed over 40 damage with Monkey that turn. We could have literally killed anything on the field. We would have done a combined 360 damage that turn. Like, I don't think that there is a way to justify anything else. Like that is ridiculous what we could have done there. Like that was an absolute mockery of the game. Like we also just had Mew because we had Secret Box, so we could just get Night Stretcher back, or we could just get, because we had another way to search. We could have had Night Stretcher or Super Rod, put Mew back in the deck or back in hand, had Mew on the field, and then 330 with Mew because Charizard's attack activates. We had several different paths to victory there, which is absolutely insane. The fact that even if they took out Gardevoir, Mew would be activated for 330. If they took out Mew, we had a way to get Mew back, or we just Scream Tail. Like we had such a strong potential in that game into a deck that we probably don't have a very good late game into normally. I say normally. Now, we had access at the end of the game. We had access with Secret Box to get Charm, our third Charm, because it wasn't prized, so it definitely was available to us, I believe. Or did we? No, I think we charmed Budew. So we didn't have a third Charm. We didn't have a third Charm because the third Charm was attached to Budew. I forgot. But yeah, if we had the third Charm, then that would have been different. But so again, Lively Stadium like saved our bacon there a little bit. Didn't really mean too much because Lively Stadium, even with Lively Stadium, 80 damage on Scream Tail without Charm gets the KO on Charmander. So like again, we had several different ways to get there, but had we had that perfect situation, that would have been insane. But yeah, so they get charcuterie board of Pokemon on the field. They get their double Dracloaks out with Brock Scouting. I guess they weren't really in a rush to get Dragapult down against a Gardevoir, which kind of makes sense. We ended up item locking them for a few turns here. They maneuvered around the item lock fairly easily with 2 Dracloaks, with things like Crispin, with things like Brock Scouting. This is one thing that people have to learn how to do around item locking. Like, I did not slow down this deck, like literally at all. The only thing I slowed down was the Rare Candy Charizard. That was it. And like, you don't really, and in this deck, they don't really want Charizard out until late game anyway. So it really didn't have that much of an effect of a slowdown on them whatsoever, other than just putting 30 damage counters on their Mew. That's literally it. But they were able to get around that no problem, like at all. So we get Morty's. Morty's has been doing work for us in these matchups as well. Gets us just extra draw without having to give our opponents cards, without having to discard anything from our hand that we want to get rid of. Like at this point, we have our bench pretty much decided, so we want to get rid of Ralts, get some Pokemon here. Getting the Kirlia was very important so that we could start facilitating Gardevoir. They just start getting their board going here as well. Like again, like they boss up the Ralts. They knock out a Ralts with Dragon Headbutt. It didn't really matter because we had Kirlia at that point. So at this point, I think it was around this part that we put down Lively Stadium. It was. Get Morty's Conviction. We draw the Research, but again, we still don't want to discard everything that's in our hand. We draw 5 cards, which gets us the Lively Stadium. That was very deep in our deck too. The 4th card in our deck was Lively Stadium. So Morty's here actually doing an incredible amount of work. We have the option for Redeemable Ticket. Up to this point, we haven't really had an ability to Pokemon search, I don't think. Outside of like, okay, we did have a chance to deck check. I should have deck checked to see if Mew was in the deck or not. If I had properly deck checked, I would have known. So then Redeemable Ticket would have been very valuable here because we had all of our pieces that we wanted. We had Clefairy in play. We could have then played Redeemable Ticket and guaranteed Mew in the deck for later on. So that was costly for me because I didn't have Mew available, but didn't get super punished because we ended up getting Mew off of our prizing fairly early. So we just go ahead and get another Itchy Pollen. We couldn't put Mew down at that point anyways. We needed them to take another knockout. So They get Combuskin. So this tells me, all right, now we have to start getting into a bit more of aggressive mode because they're going to start having their full bench setup here. They're going to have their full setup going. They go ahead and do 200 to our Budew, taking up the second bench space, or freeing up a second bench space for it, I should say. And then we get our 60 damage on Kirlia. Not ideal. So we lose the Budew, not a big deal. Put up Kirlia, because Kirlia had the Psychic Energy attached. We had Gardevoir, which was awesome. So we just evolved to Gardevoir. I probably should have retreated first, but I didn't know what I wanted to play into yet, so we didn't want to lose the Gardevoir, so I evolved the Gardevoir first because we didn't know if we were going to put something else down. Adrenabrain 30 off of Gardevoir onto the Combuskin, because ultimately we would love to have Mew here to take the KO on Dragapult, take the KO on Combuskin, right? So we Iono away our redeemable ticket, unfortunately. Should have used it before because we had Nest Ball. We find out that Mew is prized. Unfortunate on that turn. We get the Ultra Ball as well, Poffins, all good stuff. So the Nest Ball reveals that we don't have Mew, but we get a second Munkidori down. Get down the Screamtail into the active spot. Retreat Guardy into Screamtail. We put all of the energy up on Screamtail here. And we take out a Dragapult because of weakness. So 160 damage for 8 energies, or for 8 damage counters, which is under the 90 HP threshold. So not even in danger if they bump the stadium at this point, because Screamtail's sitting at 120 HP, 80 damage on it. Even if they remove it, goes back down to 90, it's still surviving it. And that's more than enough to take out the Dragapult that has 10 damage on it already. So we hit that, bang. Dragapult's knocked out. We get the card we're looking for off of prizes. Countercatcher was also very important to get here. So we get Mew and Countercatcher back in the hand. Those are going to be back in the deck in a moment because they will Iono us here. So they kind of go crazy. They get Night Stretcher. We assumed that Dragapult was coming back into play. That's what we wanted to happen. We wanted the Dragapult to come back so we could have a multi-prize turn here coming up. Because we needed to take out the something on the bench and the Dragapult at the same time. So make it so that we have a very good prize trade here. So they get Terra Orb, they get Charizard, we're Candy Charizard, shocking. Iono, kind of annoying because we lose the Mew, we lose the Countercatcher. We're gonna have to dig a little bit for those, unfortunately. We just had we had that in hand, so now we're gonna have to work for it a little bit. They Seething Spirit, Blaziken, so they retreat to Blaziken this time, and they attack with Blaziken. So they leave no damage counters on board. They Smolder Salt for 200 onto Screamtail, but we get all 5 of our energy back in the discard pile. Hello, Delmoon. Drops are enabled. Drops are enabled, but I don't know if the Pokemon Company has any for people who are not just partnered with Pokemon at the moment. I have drops enabled on my channel. And I think I might only be select channels that have the world, whatever the drops that were available. Munkidori in the active slot. Easy retreat on the monkey. So we drew Professor's Research. We have the Ultra Ball, which gets us Mew, which is awesome. Now all we need is the Countercatcher, because we don't necessarily want to attack into the Blaziken. We have 6 energy in the discard pile. We have 6 Psychic in the discard pile now. So retreat Mew to the bench. We charm the Mew, restart for 2, get another Bravery Charm. Because we're going to research, we don't want to throw the charm away. This might have been better to put onto something later, but we don't have a choice. We have to waste it now. So we research and we get the Countercatcher. We also get our game-winning condition in Screamtail. So Countercatcher we managed to get, because we still had 2 in deck. So 1 was at the bottom of the deck, I believe. No, we shuffled it with Ultra Ball, so that possibly was the one that got shuffled back in. Very good chance to hit it on the 20 cards I think that we had left in the deck. So got the Countercatcher, counter-caught up the Dragapult. We Adrenabrain 30 damage onto the benched Torchic, which now has 90 HP thanks to Lively Stadium, but that's okay because we just moved 30 damage productively off of the Gardevoir here onto Torchic, which brings it within Dragapult range. Patch energy to the second Munkidori, so retreat the Dark there. We move 30 off of the off of the Mew to get it outside of Blaziken range. That's also very important. So we know we want them to attack into it with Charizard because we know that we potentially have a way to get Mew back to one-shot the Charizard in return. We also have multiple different options of what we can do. We can attack their Mew, etc., etc. So we want to bait them to have the Charizard in the active to make it a very easy return KO, if that was the case. So we Adrenabrain 30 damage back onto their Mew again. So the active is going to get knocked out. The Torchic is going to get knocked out. So we don't need to waste the damage counters. We'll just productively place them on Mew. Genome hacking for 400 damage due to weakness. And then we take out the benched Torchic, which means that's a 3-prize turn. We go down to a single prize. We get Countercatcher off of the prizes. So that Countercatcher that we got off of the research was indeed the one that got Iono'd away. So very, very lucky that we had that happen. But Countercatcher dead card now because we're at 1 prize. Turo is not bad though. Turo's pretty good. If we get something stranded, at least we have Turo. They go research, da-da-da-da-da. They get Charizard in the active, Seething Spirit, yada, yada, yada. They do 660 to Mew. As expected, they go down to 1 prize as well. So this becomes interesting because now we have options. We get Secret Box, which is, that's a nail in the coffin at this point. Like, we have so many options now. We don't play boss in this deck, so we just have to use Screamtail's Reach, which we have a Screamtail in the discard pile, but this deck runs 2 Screamtails and no Drifloon, so we have a second Screamtail in hand now. Put the Screamtail down, remove the Monkey from the active, Monkey the damage around, Screamtail gets 5 energies attached to it because we do not have any charms available, but we do have Lively Stadium. Mew's doing 200 damage. We don't need to attack the Mew, but I'm doing it to show that we can. So like this Mew has 260 damage on it right now. Good night. Fezandipiti is the last card. So like we could have attacked the Charmander. They evolved the Charmander to Charizard. We would have been forced to attack into Mew, which we easily reach with the Lively Stadium. Even without the Lively Stadium, the 160 we do, plus the 40 for Monkey would easily reach Mew's 180. Not a problem at all. Clean game. Once again, I think this deck is sitting at like 7-0 right now. Against all kinds of decks that are not extremely fun to go up against. We've beaten Arcaludon, we've beaten obviously Dragapult, we've beaten Charizard. We've beaten quite a bit of decks. Walls, Ops, bunch of archetypes. 7-0 currently. This deck is pretty strong. Pretty good. I think we'll do a deck profile. Check it out. Like and subscribe. We'll be back for more videos.